See here. Yes, we're going to squeeze it in. We will try to get some calls in so could weigh in, give us a perspective, and that's why I take the opportunity to listen. In our conversation, the element and the listening factor is just as and sometimes more important than talking. You take a moment to listen and you get the feedback and you're able to make your adjustments accordingly. And I think that's what I enjoy the most. We ask tough questions, we get into dialogue, but also we get a chance to listen to the key players who are making decisions and making moves that ultimately will impact our beautiful Twin Island state, Trinidad and Tobago. Let's set to the back page. We say bronze, we're going to take it. And of course, well, we had the bronze with the long jump. Oh, that was long jump, right? Yes, right. And, well, we're getting the gold. We're moving up with the tally. Congrats to Bascom. Remember, we spoke about Bascom, young Janae, 18-year-old sensation. Well, again, we're talking about the bronze medal in the women's long jump final. And, of course, we're making our mark out there in Paraguay. I have to say, very happy. Bascom, of course, that's Shaniqua, because we mentioned the bronze medal yesterday with the long jump. Well, now we were able to capture the gold via the 100 meters TNT sprinter. Shaniqua Bascom sealed the country's first gold medal in the women's 100-meter final when she, of course, scorched down the track to cross the line in a time of 11.19 seconds at the Junior Pan American Games there in Paraguay. Congrats to her. She's one to keep our eyes on. As I mentioned yesterday, this particular games out there in Paraguay is so important because we're getting a chance in real time to see the future, to put our hands on the potential when it comes to track and field and well, what we consider is the process now as we get people like Shaniqua and young Jenny ready for Olympics, literally around the corner. Yes, of course, September, we get into our World Cup qualifier, final round. We're looking to be there next year in the mix out there in Canada, Mexico, and the US. But right after the World Cup, we have to, of course, focus in a major way on what we're going to do for the Olympics. And again, that is going to be close by, Los Angeles in 2028. So by all means, keep our eyes on the future. Let's keep them, give them the resources. I'm hoping those who have the ability to ensure these athletes they get the necessary resources and whatever funding to keep the training on a high optimum level. Because again, sports this rounds, yes, skill and ability and passion could take you so far, but it's a money game. And there needs to be particular resources there for training, for diet, to just make sure the athlete is comfortable so they could just focus on what they have to do to improve, to give us the particular shine. All right, so well done. Of course, some Real Madrid action. They got off to a winning start yesterday with a penalty from, of course, Mbappe. So Real off to a winning start. They got this victory yesterday over Osasuna at Madrid at their, of course, iconic stadium. I'd love to visit that stadium one day. It looks like out of a movie one day. Let's head to the brief on this Wednesday morning. Again, it's Wednesday, August 20th. You know that? It's the 20th of August, August nearly done. My goodness. So we're looking at Best Village action. Members of the Malabar Sports and Cultural Club performing the Creative Freestyle Dance category during the Prime Minister's Best Village Trophy Folk and Music Festival at Queen's Hall on Sunday. I'm so happy that competition is still up and running and different communities getting a chance to go out and showcase their talent and skill. We must ensure there is a platform, a constant platform for the creatives. You have so much talent and they just need the outlet. So well done. And I'm looking at the Miss World TNT finalists. All delegates from Aranguez. I'm seeing delegates here from Arima, Aruca, Barrackpore, Chaguanas, Cuva, Conupia, Diego Martin, Freeport, Gasparillo. There's a young lady from Mayaro, also from Aruga, Pitti Valley, Princestown, San Fernando is being represented. Calivo, San Grande at all. What about Santa Cruz, St. James, Williamsville, and as always, Tobago must be in the mix. All the best to the girls. Now the pageant will be held on November 16th, so they are from now till November to get their training together, and We already have our Miss Universe representative, Sule. We wish her the best, Dr. Sule. So she's going forward to represent us in Thailand later on this year. And then by November, we should know who's our TNT World delegate who will represent the red, white, and black. I'm not even sure if it's towards, I doubt it's going to be the end of this year. I feel it might be sometime early next year. So again, well done. Let's get ready for that very important conversation. It's always good to have Sharon on the program, but the circumstance is so heartbreaking this morning as we again learn of this horror yesterday. 3 deaths on the nation's road, 2 via the bus accident and 1 in Cunupia with a vehicle running into a maxi. President of Arrive Alive, Sharon Inglefield, she joins me next.
Big ambition starts with clear vision. This back to learning season, Herrera Optical has eyewear packages for every learner. For kids 15 years and under, get a free frame with lenses starting at just $495. Scholars, it's time to level up your look with frame plus lenses from $750. Lifelong learners, purchase any frame $1,099 plus and unlock up to 30% off premium lenses like Eisen, Varilux, and Transitions in 8 bold colors. And don't miss your chance to win a $1,500 learning supply voucher or transition lenses when you purchase any eyewear package. Herrera Optical, big ambition, clear vision. Visit us in store today. This promotion is NLCB approved.
We are your one-stop, most convenient, most helpful, most caring community pharmacy. Our pharmaceutical services include dispensing medicines, repeat dispensing, clinical governance. But we also have a fully stocked convenience store featuring our refreshment aisle, grocery lane, personal care products, toys, pet supplies. We are most conveniently located out of the traffic, just 2 minutes off the highway in Heartland Plaza, in Deva Shagonas. Contact us on 220-8705 or 470-5938 and visit us soon.
You can tell from the crowd who's up next. It's Trinray's star player, whose world-class stats put him in a league of his own. Trinray's risen to become a true force to be reckoned with. With an unbeaten Carry A rating, they boast a strong solvency and A-class service. Ladies and gentlemen, you're witnessing Trinray's financial and technical strength at its best.
Trinray, premier insurance coverage for less.
Hello, Trinidad and Tobago. Have you noticed the XL products at your local pharmacy? Endorsed by cricket star Andre Russell and many more, these supplements represent the pinnacle of natural health solutions, trusted for their efficacy and purity.
Food Basket Marketplace is celebrating our 34th anniversary for the month of August, and you're invited. Massive deals like big deal peas and carrots, big deal kidney beans, buy 3 tins, get 1 free. Port Royal oil, 900 ml, buy 3, get 1 free. Buy 12 packs of toilet paper and get a pack of napkins free. Come and shop to win in one of our 34 shopping sprees. Big giveaways and free hampers to be won. Only at Food Basket Marketplace, Orima, Shaguanas, Shop Flair, and Goldfield. Food Basket, where shopping is a pleasure and the price is right. Food Basket, the nation's #1 supermarket.
Advance your career and increase your earning potential with the University of Bedfordshire's MBA program at CTS College. This UK-accredited MBA is globally and ACTT recognized, and is the most affordable in Trinidad and Tobago. With 6 intakes per year and the option to study 1 unit at a time, you can complete the general MBA or one of 6 specializations in 12 months. And with flexible entry requirements and payment options, students with various backgrounds can enroll. Contact CTS College today and find out how you can get $12,000 off.
President of Arrive Alive, Sharon Inglefield, joins me on the Zoom line. Obviously, it's been a really tough July, August, Ms. Inglefield. We have seen, and via our news cycle up to yesterday, even a report heard from one of my colleagues here that up to last night, I don't know if you heard the news, there was an accident on the highway and apparently someone plunged into the river there on the highway. Let me give you some of the details just coming to me. So they said the car veered off the road and the vehicle plunged into the nearby Lavental River. This happened on the Beetham Highway very late last evening, and of course it involved 2 vehicles, and it tragically ended with someone who was unresponsive. So we're seeing some of the footage here from yesterday. This is wee hours, well, late last night into the wee hours of this morning. Ms. Inglefield, good morning to you. And I don't even know where to start because it's really been a tough couple of weeks here on the nation's roads.
Well, this is first of all to all the families. You know, these collisions are preventable, and we really do feel for the survivors, the victims, yes, but the survivors as well, because you have mothers and fathers grieving their children, you have brothers and sisters, you have uncles and aunts, grandparents. So our condolences, our sincere condolences to all the families. We would also like to thank the first responders in particular for the quick turnout yesterday, fire services, the ambulance, the police officers, all who turn out to these horrific collisions over and over again on our nation's roads.
I saw up to yesterday, they had to deploy a ladder to get people out of the bus yesterday because, I mean, obviously we had the passing of the driver and the security officer, but there were folks trapped in the bus and they had to, from what it looked like to me, smash a window and people had to climb out of the bus. How
exactly.
It's very rare. I cannot recall in recent, just trying to juggle my mind yesterday when I saw this story. I can't recall, Ms. Inglefield, a bus getting in such a dread accident within recent time.
Well, I can't remember how many years ago. I didn't actually have a chance to look it up, but I did think about it. The last time was when we had the crossover collision with a bus. You know, it certainly was in the last 10 years that we had a crossover collision with a bus on that same highway going to San Fernando. And that was also very tragic. So, you know, it's always very sad. Because these collisions, as I keep saying, are all preventable. So that, you know, we just have to figure them out. We have to be meticulous at the crash investigation. We have to do and employ forensic crash investigators to help us solve these issues. Very, very important to get witness statements, to know what exactly happened at each and every collision. I mean, some of them, you know, that it's speed, because speed is the biggest killer. Speed is the biggest killer, because when you increase speed, you increase risk. So it's common sense. So Ken Arrival, I keep saying to slow down, maintain your speed. The speed limit is not a target. The speed limit is not a target. We need to ensure that you know, that we are driving defensively, that we are looking out for pedestrians and cyclists, that we are ensuring that the roads are in perfect condition to maintain the speed as posted on the signs. So we need to adapt our speed to road conditions, especially if the roads are wet. We need to look as well at fleet safety management. And perhaps all owners of fleets of vehicles, you know, public and private sector, need to look at fleet safety management and develop a strategy and to include technology like GPS to be implemented within companies to ensure that drivers are constantly reminded of, you know, safe driving approaches, and that we know that all drivers are consistently supervised with proper safety management procedures. A GPS is a good thing to have in all of your fleet vehicles, simply because then you can ensure that your drivers are maintaining the speed limits. So those are some of our suggestions we have this morning for the public. Again, our condolences to all the families. I mean, this Beetham collision is horrific again last night. We're hoping there were barriers because we all have a responsibility. Barriers are imperative along our rivers, along our roadways. Guardrails are important. The lack of all the infrastructure also contributes to fatalities. So we need to ensure that there are barriers, that there are guardrails. Too long our roads have been left with a lack of proper infrastructure, so that we need to ensure that our infrastructure is also in place.
There was another incident yesterday too. This one, obviously, because of the bus and it being such an unprecedented scenario, I don't want folks to forget that there was also the loss of a 29-year-old man who died in Cunupia, and he was driving an Aqua. Now, he was overtaking from what I'm seeing here and went straight on, head on into a Maxi. I've seen recently folks in, well, again, Aqua is a fantastic car. It's getting you from point A to point B. I mean, I will never knock the brand of a car, but it's a much smaller vehicle. And I've seen the likes of Aquas and Notes and cars that are on the smaller end, because it's so petite, even the Suzuki Swift. They sometimes zip in and out of the traffic, and I wonder if the drivers recognize that, yes, because it's small, it's agile, and it could fit into spaces that the average car cannot. But still, we need to be mindful, because if that car ends up in any kind of mishap, your chances are obviously very slim.
Absolutely. I mean, the cars today are not made like some of the vehicles of long time. They have all sorts of safety equipment, airbags, etc. But again, speed, Jason, speed, We're overtaking on narrow main roads, and a lot of us are driving recklessly still. I actually want to appeal to the Minister this morning and the Prime Minister to bring back the penalty points for speed, particularly for speed, particularly for seatbelts. Those are two of the reasons that we are seeing a lot of these fatalities over the years. Speed is a big, big killer. And I really want to appeal to the Prime Minister and the Minister of Transport and Aviation Services to bring back those penalty points for speed. The police officers cannot be everywhere. They need new technology. They need new breathalyzers and speed guns. In the meanwhile, we need other measures, other consequences. And I think we sent the wrong message when we increased speed limits and when we removed the penalty points. I agree that the system was not perfect. I totally agree with that. We need to sit down as stakeholders and revamp the penalty point system. But I am making an appeal this morning that we need to ensure that the police officers have speed guns and breathalyzers, and they're out there consistently enforcing the law on our nation's roads. And we bring back the penalty points for those drivers who continue to drive recklessly, who overtake on narrow roads, who speed is just the biggest killer. I cannot emphasize that enough. And I would like to see that there are consequences to driving way over the speed limit and taking lives. The penalty points, even the system, because I think a lot of drivers really did not want to know that their licenses were removed. Especially in Trinidad and Tobago, when we don't have a viable alternative, a mass transportation system, which I know the Minister is working on. We're going to have a viable mass transportation system that's effective and efficient. But in the meanwhile, let's bring back those penalty points for speed and for seatbelts. We need to ensure that we buckling up front and back, that we're making sure our children are safe in the back seat and they're buckled up. A lot of the fatalities are due to the lack of seatbelts for our passengers in the back seat.
Let me ask President Inglefield, because I mentioned this morning in my monologue the counseling services that you all provide. Is it something that's structured, or is it that people will make a recommendation and they reach out to Arrive Alive? Walk me through the counseling and just the support system that you all give to families impacted by these road fatalities.
Please call Arrive Alive 675-LIVE. Let us know what you need. In most cases, we give counseling and groceries. We do need funding, so I'm making an appeal as well for funding. We're an NGO that needs to continue to survive. We have 5 members of staff and we have rent to pay, but we're still giving groceries. We're still giving counseling. We still hold your hand. We visit. So please do reach out to us at our office, 675-LIVE. And we have Instagram and Facebook. You could reach out to us via, the social media as well. And
it really hits home. I did the Day of Remembrance last year. I was part of that with you last year. And, going there and seeing the families, you recognize that every person who attends, and especially those who go to the breakfast, the luncheon after the walk, have lost someone. You're seeing people with their pictures of their loved one, and they're wearing the person's name on their T-shirt, and in that moment, you realize it's a lived reality. There are people who have to press on and live on, and many times you're seeing the faces of the family members. They've lost young, fresh people in the peak of life, never getting a chance to fulfill their potential. So this is as real as it gets. When is indeed the Day of Remembrance for 2025?
That event is on Sunday the 16th at the Savannah. We're inviting all families and friends of loved ones, those who have been injured on our roads, the survivors who have lost loved ones on our roads, to come out on that morning, the 16th, Sunday the 16th of November. We do try to have a brunch where all the families are invited. So there's sharing, there's support, there's networking. Lots of friendships have been made as a result of that brunch. And we're having a 5K. We're having all the cyclists come out. We hope all the cyclists will be there from north, south, east, and west. We're hoping Tobago is able to come out as well. Ride in Tobago, come out in Tobago. We can send a Rival Live representative to Tobago if someone would like to get together. We're a small NGO. We cannot be everywhere. So every year, most years, we've had it at the Savannah. Just come out and bond, read our literature within the traffic village. We have the police that come out to support us, the Ministry of Transport and Aviation Services come out and support us. Our main sponsor this year is Parenco, our platinum sponsor this year is Parenco. They have supported us again this year. So we would like to just invite everyone to come out and educate yourself. Let's not listen to hearsay, as I keep saying, and the gossip that goes on in Trinidad. Use social media to educate yourselves. I appeal to all fleet managers, bring in defensive driving tutors, bring in people from abroad, IRF, International Road Federation, Global Road Safety NGOs, bring them in, hear that what we have been saying year after year, day after year, is an educated statement. We're not talking from our gut. Bring in these international bodies if you don't want to, take on board what Arrive Alive and other defensive driving instructors locally have been saying over and over again. Come out to this event and read up on the risk of safe driving, read up on speed, read up on seatbelts and the consequences of just not listening.
Well, let me again say a sincere thanks. We will touch base again before the Day of Remembrance. And again, as you said earlier, we also join in expressing condolences to the families and friends of all who would have lost their lives on the nation's road in this calendar year 2025 and even beyond this year. We will touch base soon, President Inglefield. All the best, and have yourself a safe Wednesday. President of Arrival Live, Sharon Inglefield, touching base with us. We transition now and get into that much anticipated discourse. Myself and Senator Philip Alexander. Lots to treat with. He's up next. He joins me on the program. So much.
Welcome to Roystonia Muse. If you're in the market for a chic living space or investment property, our units at Roystonia Muse can fit your needs. These properties are sleek, well-engineered and beautifully constructed with a layout that offers lots of space and natural light. With 3 bedrooms and 2.5 baths and over 1,700 square foot of living space, units start at just $1.85 million. Take this step to acquiring your piece of this beautiful community. Let us welcome you to your forever home.
Shop Southern Food Basket anniversary specials. Chicken breast tenders 5 pounds for $149.95. Chicken wings 1 kg $34.95. Goat stew 4 pounds for $100. Grill Master 2 pounds 2 for $99. Rich Port vegetable oil 900 ml 2 for $19.95. Perdix nuggets 300 grams $19.95. With every $300 you spend at any Southern Food Basket, you can qualify to win a brand new Suzuki Grand Vitara. Much more prizes to be won, including Caribbean getaways, staycations, and shopping sprees.
Some nights call for more than just a slice. At Rizzoni's, we serve pizza the way it was meant to be. Brick-fired, bold, and brought out fresh, again and again. This is all you can eat, Rizzoni style, where the pizzas come to you. Crisp crusts, rich sauce, melty cheese, every round with new toppings, new flavors, and no limit. Every Friday from 4 p.m. Join us at Movie Town, Fiesta Plaza, Port of Spain, or C3 Movie Town, San Fernando. So go ahead, stay for that next slice. We'll keep them coming.
New promotions. Arima Door Center number 4, Cleveland Road, Arima is having new arrivals and new prices. See new security steel doors, $1,900. A variety of door handles starting at $60. Bathroom vanity sets, $1,700. So hurry to Arima Door Center.
You can make your goals unfold, go get it. You can live your dream, join the team, let's do this. You can get the help you need to succeed with Rand Credit Union. You can believe that you can achieve. Big goals, small ones too. Rand Credit Union, we've got you. No more waiting, that won't do. Make someday today. One life, so make it good. Live the way you know you should. With Rand Credit Union, yes you could. Make someday today.
Live your best life today with Rand Credit Union.
Low energy? Heart concerns? Migraines slowing you down? It's time to take control of your health. Join Wellness Unlocked, the series that brings expert advice and real solutions for a healthier you. In our latest episode, learn how Jameson CoQ10 can help support heart health, boost energy, and even reduce migraines. Get the science, the stories, and the steps to power up your health with CoQ10. Don't miss Wellness Unlocked. Watch now on CNC3 and start your wellness journey today.
Some of us like to test limits, but there won't always be second chances. Obey the speed limits. Maybe you don't value your life, but others value theirs. A message from the TTPS.
Senator Philip Alexander joins me on set for us to, well, I would imagine, unpack the layers on some of the major talking points and some of the developments via the news cycle and the very, I would say, circular argument discussion. At this point, still very much a hot talking point is our Independence Day parade cancellation. So I want to start there and then we work it down to the HDC board, we work it down to some of the work that's happening with the ministry and, well, the death threats to some of his colleagues. I mean, there is lots to unpack this morning. Let me again thank you for the time and for being here in person.
It's always a pleasure. Thank you very much for having me.
I want to start with that Independence Day cancellation. I know I was telling myself, I said, a man like you who is very vocal, who always sharp. I wonder if this was done by the previous administration, if you would have peppered them. Because I'm thinking here, this is more than just party line stuff. This is our Independence Day parade. Now, I understand the circumstance, and I accept it. I mean, you know, I'm not pleased by the cancellation, but I could make the sacrifice. I'm a law-abiding citizen. But still, I consider those who look forward to that parade, even the officers who get a chance to just express themselves and be part of what is Trinidad and Tobago's celebration on our Independence Day.
As you said, and again, good morning to all your viewers worldwide. As you said, there's a lot to unpack, right? Yes, if I was an activist, yes, my position would have always been, what is the people's position? Because when you're an activist, you're always against the government. You're always pushing the government. Activist's job is not to celebrate the government. Activism is, okay, but do this. And that's why I treat activists with the respect that I do, because I understand social and political activism. Done it for decades. I know what it takes. I know the size of the sacrifice. But when you're in government, you have to now look at what's in the best interest of the country. So that's why the two exist functionally in a national conversation. But you have to know the side that you're on. So I am in government, and I have to listen to what dictated the decision. And of course, it is the sensible course of action. But it prompted activists to go in another direction and to start to talk about why don't we get our independence celebration to evolve into something beyond a show of military might, dogs and cars and guns, and start to use it to bring Trinidad into a more celebration of us Our carnival doesn't do that. Our carnival is a nice big fete. But if your Independence Day celebration, and big names like Errol Fabian got into the conversation, I've heard other people say it, and I agree. Indigenous peoples, Arabs, Chinese, Caucasians, there are a lot of small minority groups in Trinidad and Tobago that, for want of a better term, are excluded from everything. And if you create a celebration of us on Independence Day, you could have parades in every community throughout Trinidad and Tobago, not just the Savannah.
Probably we could take a page out of Jamaica's book. You ever saw, you see what they do for the independence?
No, but is it something like that?
So what they do, they use the stadium, which is called the office, and they will have people in the stadium. The Prime Minister will come out, address the crowd, and then he will celebrate Jamaicans who would have, made some major mark
all of
in
that.
culture,
all
in
of
the
that.
arts.
We have massive contributors from this country that don't get the recognition they deserve, and parade them, give them that mileage, because if we don't celebrate them, who will?
But I guess, tradition, there are many who look forward to, you go to that Savannah, you see...
Columbus statue was a tradition.
Well, yeah, and I mean...
But that down?
Well, it's down. But you see, but again, Columbus too, I guess the comparison a bit...
but it's the same colonial mindset, though. It's the same, we not talking about us. This was, if you look at some of the countries that are not as democratic, their Independence Day is all their guns and their tanks and their bombs and stuff. That is not a real indication of what you want your independence, in my view.
Well, remember
my respectful view.
Well, the funny thing is, because again, I'm listening to all sides of the argument, and as I established on the program for the entire week, I'm yes, disappointed. I look forward to this, but I could understand, and I'm willing to make the sacrifice. But I wonder if this is going to be the new normal, because if it's going to be, I would imagine we look back at even when the opposition, well, the Prime Minister, who was then opposition leader, never attended the parade. So I wonder if this was part of a bigger...
No, I don't think so.
Well, remember, she never did,
No, but what I'm saying to you is don't think for a second that today dictates the future. If there's one thing I've learned about the Honorable Kamala Persad-Bissessar, is her view doesn't instruct what we do. She sends us to get the public view. She wants to know what everybody in Trinidad and Tobago is thinking, and she says consult and then act. We do that, and we've been doing that. In the 100 days, we've had 2 national consultations broken down by constituency, and the public is having a say. So it's not like she's going to say, I don't like parades, and I don't know that she don't like parades, but I'm saying to you that don't think for a second that her opinion or her position will influence or instruct what we do.
Your recommendation, I think, is a very valuable one where we could...
But as my opinion, I'm happy to understand the perspective of the men and women in the armed forces who like to polish and shine and show, because they make a lot of sacrifice and effort too. So maybe inside of there, maybe there's a way to get all of it.
Yeah, because I'm thinking the parade could happen in the morning. I mean, obviously it's not going to happen this year. And they could get a chance to gallery themselves and the children line Trackgate Road and that normal energy. But in the nighttime, and Joshua Alexander was on with me this week, and that is something that he brought awareness to me on the program concerning the fireworks. They could get rid of the fireworks as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, me too. I agree with that.
They have drone technology. They have certain things we could do. This fireworks, to me, it's run its course, right? The night, I want you to look at the Jamaica model. When I get a chance, look at what Jamaica, what they do for their independence.
You've piqued my curiosity.
That's right.
So I want to see what they do. But you're right. And in Trinidad and Tobago, animal rights activism is huge. I think of all the activists, the most vocal and the strongest activists in this country are animal rights activists. They have people who take their own money, their own time, and feed dogs and cats, strays in their communities. I see people post on Facebook, I've found this dog by this river and I've been going there for the past 3 months every night to feed them. We have to listen to all activists, and the animal rights activists are saying, and they're giving us the information. Forget everything else, the fireworks are destructive to animals, and we have to decide if we want to be cruel to animals nationally.
You mentioned something earlier. You see, that's the drone show they're showing. That to me is where we need to go. And we could do that by the stadium in Colombia.
That's drones?
Yeah, that's drones. Yeah, that's drones. Yeah, they do.
And fireworks is back from 1,000 years ago. Drones is modern technology. Yeah. Maybe we look at that.
You could create steel pan. You could put Marshall face out there. You could create A scarlet ibis, anything. You can put anything with those drones. You know, you said the Prime Minister is one to listen to the feedback of the public via her ministers. So I was in the market the other day, and for some reason your name came up, and it was to do with the chairs and the regular, the trying to put a little order to what's happening there in Maracas. And I remember somebody, I was listening now, they said, but how Philip ended up there? He's not HEC line minister, because I think that is more under the purview of UDCOT. And that's more within the realm of, is it Julian John is in charge of that particular?
Well, it's a hybrid. The beach is the property of the responsibility of the Ministry of Tourism. Which is Kama Maharaj, the Honorable Kama Maharaj, and Dr. Colin Neil Gosain, his junior. And the vendors and the facilities are the responsibilities of UDCOT, which falls under the Honorable Julian John. And just to backtrack a little bit, I am a minister in the Ministry of Housing. The line minister is the Honorable Dr. David.
Well, of course, yes.
No, I'm just saying, because I got to make sure that all the...
Yeah, of course, all protocols.
All protocols.
But walk me through what sparked your interest to even pick up that particular mantle and challenge?
You see, it's not that I go looking for things. People come to me. That won't change. Philip will fix it. Didn't go away because I'm in government now. I just don't talk about what we fixing. So some things get public mileage, like the issue with the beach chairs and the tents at Maracas. That is a big issue because it's a massive issue to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. People stop going Maracas. Plenty people stop going Maracas because of it. And I had gotten my first morning off since we got into government. I took my family and I went to the beach. And they just came at me. It's everybody, the vendors, the people who are using the beach. You're seeing this had to fix, you had to do something about this, you can't go quiet. So I did a little video and I said, this is how the PNM left the people. And that went viral and it became a big story. And all of this flowed from it because people are now talking about it constantly, that they want a resolution. So I and Dr. Neil Gosain, he said to me, listen, I am going up to the beach. I'm taking Minister Sturge with me from a national security perspective. But as you raise the issue, we would like you to come up with us. So it was no longer my issue anymore. Dr. Gosain, through the Ministry of Tourism, is the lead on this. And I am just there to give whatever support my activism could.
Keep us posted with that development. You mentioned your colleague, Minister Sturge. Now, I also went through, and again, my threat wouldn't be on this particular level, but we all know when you dabble in the politics, you get a call, people try to intimidate. And it's one that really, it could shake your cage. It's problematic to the spirit. You know, you go to bed and your mind kind of racing, and I could only imagine what they're going through. But unfortunately, we have seen time and time again, different administrations engage and rub shoulders with elements. And I wonder if this is all part of the cycle, unfortunately, of some of the deals that politicians make. Not suggesting that that's the scenario here with Mr. Sturge, but we've known the cultures. No, the secret is out. People engage. Every politician will know who the groundsman is in the area to influence the groundsman so that the groundsman can tell the boys on the block, we're voting in this direction. How do we, one, treat with that, and more so, put a firm stance to let the elements know that that will not be tolerated, threatening public officials?
Okay, now the Honorable Wayne Sturge, and I have to say that to say this, the whole country know him as Sturge. And not that it is the disrespect, it is that some people become iconic in their lifetime. He is one of those people that everybody knows. He is probably the best known criminal attorney in this country. And he's probably the most successful in his time. And all his seniors, his juniors, everybody still know him in the government. We still know him as Sturge. Everybody, he's a real approachable guy. But I want to tell you something. Yes, you said when you get into public life, people try to influence you. They want to influence your actions, either by money or by fear. Because one of those two things is supposed to move you. Now, if you know Sturge at all, you can't offer that man any money. You can hear one from you. He's successful to the level he wants to be successful. But he is taking apart the gangs, and that's what's happening. He is destroying gang culture in Trinidad and Tobago, and we have all said for years, why do we have gangs? Why isn't the government doing something about it? The government is doing something about it. Sturge, the Honorable Attorney General John Jeremy, The man has a laser focus. This ends in this. He says it ends in this term. It's done. And we understand. It's done. So you're mashing up a whole industry, and they're going to push back. They're going to push back hard. They controlled billions of dollars in this country. They controlled. I want to tell you something. The HDC is building a project right now, right in the meter. We're building a project. The contractors have to consult gang members in the community to move material. That cannot continue. At some point, we will end up having to put people to live in those buildings. Do we have to consult the gang members about who could live in our HDC building? No, it's insane. It is ridiculous that it was allowed to get to here. And somebody had to bite this bullet. The Honorable Kamala Prasad Bisesa is the one that sets the pace for our government. She says, these are the issues. We are resolving these. We are fixing this. The gang culture and the gang control of URP, CPEP. You think riding into government on the high that we rode in on, you think the Honorable Barry Padarat wanted the pushback that he had to take from CPEP? You think anybody wants that? But it is not an easy thing to fix. You can't massage it. This is a problem. And we had to deal with that problem. Okay, listen. There's corruption at the top. There's gang culture at the bottom. We've lost control of CPEP. We have to stop it, undo it, and fix it. We found, and you're seeing, the courts have said this government, the former government, misbehaved in this thing. And you have to pay attention to that. You talk about gangs influencing. They have Kamala Prasad, the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bisesa raised on a Monday night forum. They have business people, big business people, that walking in minister's office and throwing files on the desk and telling them, this is how it's supposed to be done. It's like people had gotten accustomed to a culture of you in charge, not the government only there in face only, but this government is not that. I said on the campaign trail, it was not a joke. She has assembled an army. She has the strongest people. When you look at the Honorable Roger Alexander as the Minister of National Security, you say what you want about him. When he touched down in a community, he shakes the ground, figuratively, literally. And they know, everybody in any wrongdoing in this society knows that the combination of Devish Maharaj, Wayne Sturge, Roger Alexander, and John Jeremy is the end of gang culture in this country. It's going to happen. So we are going to have to face a lot of this pushback while we get into the resolution that all of Trinidad and Tobago wants. All of Trinidad and Tobago do not want to get extorted and strong-armed on the beach. If I go to the beach and I would like to rent a chair and a tent, I should see a sign, chairs and tent rentals. I could go there and pay them my money and they come and set me up. Don't tell me that you control the whole beach and I either use your tent and beach, your chair, or I leave the beach. Because that's what it came down to. That has to stop. Again, those are not populous positions to take. Other governments ignored it to work with those gangs. We're not. So pretending that in any way that this United National Congress Coalition of Interest was in any way involved with any gangs is madness. We are the undoing of the gangs, and they're not liking that.
Well, we'll see a shifting of the needle based on the mandate you just put out there, so we'll keep our eyes on all developments. Before we wrap things up, the HDC board,
but
new
I want to
HDC
stick
board.
something in, please, because I thought I was going to talk about this, because on the 30th, for the constituents of Port of Spain, North St. Anne's West, we're having a school book drive, which is to help, because the Prime Minister has sent us all out to all our communities to help people. This is a difficult time of the year. She said, lighten the load. So we have to go out and lighten the load for parents who have difficulty at this time, the at-risk communities, the people living in poverty in this country. We're trying to solve it in the short term, resolve issues that we know are big issues. A school book drive, we're having it. We are going to announce the venue. We're wrapping up the venue now, but we know it's on the 30th. We already have all of our infrastructure in place. We're going to bouncy castles, face painting, the works. We're giving them a nice family day, hampers, and school bags with stationery and all the stuff that they need outside of the textbooks. And so I want them to follow me, my Philip Edward Alexander page. They'll get more information there, and we'll be launching that into the public space.
And that's Saturday?
Yes.
Saturday 30th.
So we're going to give them a nice day. Hopefully, we've reached out to the Honorable Prime Minister to see if in her schedule she could drop by, and because that would make it a real event. So we're trying. But that's happening on the 30th. Schoolbook Drive, Port of Spain North, St. Anne's West.
Keep us in the loop. In the minute that remains, really fast, the HEC board, the new board, I guess with them being...
Under the chairmanship of the esteemed Feroz Khan, we're ready.
Right. So the wheels will be turning on projects now.
They gave us a fantastic board. We met with them. I mean, we weren't involved in the appointment of the directors, so we were nervous as to what board we're getting, because your board and your PS kind of influences how you're able to... We got a fantastic board. These are action-oriented people, and we look forward to working with them to achieving the mandate set by the Honorable Prime Minister. We have to deliver 20,000 houses in this term, and we're ready to go.
Yeah. Any closing remarks, Senator Alexander?
Thanks a lot for having me. To all the people in Port of Spain North, St. Anne's West, I want to remind them that I am their shadow MP. I may not be the elected MP, but I am, for all intents and purposes, there to take care of them, to help them solve their problems. We're going to be launching an office soon for Port of Spain North, St. Anne's West, and we'll be having a weekly constituent meeting to bring their problems, so that anything that I can fix or get my colleagues to fix, we will fix it.
Senator Alexander.
Thank you, my friend.
All the best. Again, a chance to go through some of the major talking points we heard from Senator Alexander, and we will again continue with discussions. I'm sure we'll get a chance to talk before budget 2025-26 and even post-budget with Senator Alexander. Let's take the pause. We get ready for the 7 a.m. news update and much more. See you soon.
Shop at JD's Exclusive for new arrivals in workwear. Fresh styles for the workday hustle, plus the latest collection in Brazilian footwear, plus bags and accessories, all at the lowest prices. JD's Exclusive, Princestown, San Fernando, Rio Claro, Gasper Mall, and M6 Plaza Chaguanas. Your low price headquarters, JD's.
Food Basket Marketplace is celebrating our 34th anniversary for the month of August, and you're invited. Enjoy massive deals like mince beef, £5 to $99. Cow heel, £5 to $79.95. Nestle cream milk, 4 for $54.95. Crown, 8 kilograms rice, $69.99. Come and shop to win one of our 34 shopping sprees. Big giveaways and free hampers to be won. Shop, save, and celebrate only at Food Basket Marketplace, Orima, Chaguana, Shafre, and Goville. Food Basket, where shopping is a pleasure and the price is right.
Established in 1984, Telecom Security Services is the best in cash in transit with our armored vehicles with impeccable record. Featuring 24-hour surveillance to protect our clients' valuables. This is asset security that's equipped and efficient. From a modern head office, we deliver quality and trust, mitigating risk. Operational excellence with highly trained and dedicated staff. The best, cost-driven security solution. Telecom Security Services.
This is a serious problem in Trinidad. What is diabetes?
There are two forms. Diabetes type 1, when your body stops producing insulin. Type 2 diabetes is a result of poor lifestyle. Type 2 diabetes is associated with being overweight, having high blood pressure, at higher risk for heart disease. It is a very serious problem.
Do not wait until it's too late. Let Omega XL be the first step in the right direction.
Get your Omega XL today. Live long, stay strong with Omega XL.
Presenting the most modern pharmaceutical facility in the country, Food Basket Hyperfarm Pharmacy Food Basket Complex, Orima. We stock the widest range of health and beauty products, baby supplies, stationery, fragrances, and cosmetics. Our organic, sugar, and gluten-free products cater to vegans and the health conscious. A wide assortment of dispensary medication and over-the-counter items at the most affordable prices. Make Hyperfarm Pharmacy your choice. Located on the compound of Food Basket Complex, Complex, Arima.
Need to upgrade to a better phone system? Contact the experts at Voice Outsourcing. In office or remote, our phone system allows you to take every call. Grow your bottom line by offering excellent customer service. Call 217-1895 or 628-8182 or email today.
You can tell from the crowd who's up next. It's Trinray's star player, whose world-class stats put him in a league of his own. Trinray's risen to become a true force to be reckoned with. With an unbeaten Carry A rating, they boast a strong solvency and A-class service. Ladies and gentlemen, you're witnessing Trinray's financial and technical strength at its best.
Trinray, premier insurance coverage for less.
Good morning, I'm Angelo Jedediah with headline news on CNC3 and the TBC Radio Network. A tragic crash in Freeport on Tuesday morning involving a PTSC bus has claimed the lives of 2 and left several others injured. According to reports, the PTSC Deluxe bus was heading south along the Solomon-Hochoy Highway when, on passing the Freeport overpass, it slammed into the back of a flatbed truck. Officials confirmed bus driver Mustafa Khan and passenger Roxanne Phillip, who was a security officer attached to SWAT, died at the scene. The truck driver suffered minor injuries, but the bus driver died at the scene. Phillip also lost her life and remained trapped beneath the wreckage. Transport Minister Eli Zakur and Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander were on their way to South when they saw the accident and stopped.
Our condolences, deepest condolences go out to the families during this difficult time. Preliminary reports indicate that the truck pulled out from the shoulder and the PTSC bus, trying to avoid hitting, would have collided. Preliminary reports also indicate that 23 passengers was evacuated by the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service and they've been taken to the hospital, including the driver of the truck.
Meanwhile, Alexander credited the police officers who stopped and rendered assistance immediately after the accident. He also urged drivers to be more careful on the road. President of the Trinidad and Tobago Red Cross Society, Jill DeBoog, says she will not seek re-election in Saturday's annual general meeting, an election of officers scheduled for 1 p.m. at Hillview College in El Dorado. In a media release, DeBoog, who has been president since 2018, said the decision was not an easy one to make, but necessary at this time. According to their constitution, the president may not be eligible to stand for election for the same post again after having served 2 consecutive terms. But her announcement comes on the heels of an International Federation of the Red Cross report that the Trinidad and Tobago Red Cross Society was plagued with mismanagement, poor financial oversight, and breakdowns in communication and governance. Some members who asked to remain anonymous said they still don't know who are the other candidates and do not believe the process will be transparent. CNC3 News understands that a police presence was requested by DeBoog and her team to be at Hillview College on Saturday. An early morning home invasion in Carlson Field was interrupted by an air horn. Police say just after 5 a.m. on Monday, a poultry farmer was leaving his home to tend to his livestock when he was suddenly confronted by 3 armed bandits. According to reports, they forced him back inside his house, and when he tried to raise an alarm, he was beaten. But the noise didn't go unnoticed. Neighbors who heard the commotion grabbed an air horn and sounded it, loud enough to scare off the attackers, who took off before police arrived. CNC3 News spoke with Crime Stoppers Director Darren Carmichael, who says this is a clear example of how something as simple as an air horn can be powerful crime-fighting tools, especially when used as part of a strong, alert community.
The criminal element here in the air horns, they know that one, the intended target is not alone. Somebody's looking out. Somebody else must have seen or heard what was taking place, and there is action. They've called the police. All right, so it the clock is ticking now.
Carmichael also reminded the public that air horns are not toys and should be used responsibly, in tandem with neighborhood watch systems. He noted that for best results, these devices should be used to inform the police and other residents. Well, those were 7 a.m. news headlines. We'll have another news update at 8 a.m. on the TBC Radio Network.
4 minutes after 7 o'clock, we're going to get into the calls in a little bit. Before that, let's hear from Omega XL. It's your health tip for today. Enjoy.
The Daily Health Tip, brought to you by Omega XL, where health is wealth. Imagine if simple daily habits could help turn back the clock on aging. Recent research suggests that combining omega-3 supplements, vitamin D, and regular exercise may do just that. In a study involving over 700 individuals aged 70 and above, participants who took 1 gram of omega-3 fatty acids daily experienced a slowdown in biological aging by 3 to 4 months. But the benefits didn't stop there. Adding 2,000 IU of vitamin D daily and engaging in 30 minutes of exercise 3 times a week amplified these effects. Those who combined all 3 interventions not only slowed their biological aging, but also reduced their risk of pre-frailty by 39% and invasive cancer by 61%. This means more energy, better mobility, and a stronger defense against some of the most serious health risks we face with age. It's not about reversing time, it's about thriving with it. A few simple choices, like adding an omega-3 supplement to your morning routine. Scientific research now proves what many have long believed. How we treat our bodies today shapes how we age tomorrow. With these 3 simple steps, you can redefine aging. It's no longer just about adding years to life, but life to your years. Imagine more clarity in thought, more stability in movement, and less risk of frailty. These aren't dreams of the future, they're choices of the present. Healthy aging isn't about perfection. It's about progress, joy, and the freedom to live with confidence and vitality. Embrace the power of daily wellness. Nourish your body, move your muscles, and step into a future that feels as good as it looks with the XL Health products. Always consult with a healthcare professional before starting any new supplement or exercise regimen. The Daily Health Tip, brought to you by Omega XL, where health is wealth.
Where health is wealth. We take that pause and we come back with your calls live. Get ready to touch base.
Deleting dengue, brought to you by Flamingo, a mosquito's kryptonite.
Tip number 4, rest and recover. Adequate rest is necessary to help the body to expel a dengue infection.
Get the best in affordable eyewear. Frames with blue filter lenses and eye exam, $399. Single vision lenses with transitions on designer frames, $799. Progressive transitions with designer frames, $1,399. Happening only at Seaview Optical. Affordable eye care for everyone.
Great deals with PRW Back to School. Save big with laptops starting from $3,100. Sky 7-inch tablet only $465. Need a printer? We've got it starting from $625. Get a 40-inch RCA TV only $1,850. 19.5-inch LG monitor $699. Secure your home with our security combo starting from $3,000. Call PRW today 285-9779. Check us in store for keyboards, webcams, stationery, and lots more.
Oil and music at the Freebird Festival.
We are heading down to the Pointe-a-Pierre Golf Course on our Independence Day. We celebrate our national instrument and our icons in true style. Witness a once-in-a-lifetime joint performance by King David Rudder. Backed by the powerful Exeter Steel Orchestra, Southland Skiffle, backing Irfan Alves, and Sherwin Winchester, Ice Asher, Charlene Bailey. Also featuring Ricky Jai, Jam Melody, Trupati, Shimmy October, Mungal Padasa, Shiv Shakti dancers, Malik Tassa drummers, and all of our beloved traditional characters.
The land of oil and music.
Magical Expressions Limited is the largest local importer and distributor of fresh cut stems, offering the widest range of beautiful flowers at the most affordable prices. Call us today at 701-6488, 701-6680, 728-6786, or visit our website to order.
Superstay Teddy Tint from Maybelline, New York. Blurred mats, no transfer. Up to 12-hour wear, and a plush feel. New Superstay Teddy Tint, Maybelline, New York.
Before we get a chance to touch base and get into the calls, let me send a warm and heartfelt good morning to one of my youngest supporters, young Aidan Paul from Lower Santa Cruz. My mom told me that she knows Aidan's family, and they told her that Aidan every single morning will get in front of the TV to look at the program. Listen, the young man is on top of the news, Aidan knows exactly what's happening. So Aidan Paul, all the best to you, youngster. Enjoy the rest of the August vacation, and go out there and definitely continue to make us proud when you go back to school in September. So that's a special shout there to one of my youngest supporters, Aidan Paul. I think Aidan, they'll tell me Aidan's age, but from what I heard, small man, but he's on top of everything. All right, good stuff. All the best, Aidan. Let's hear from Central. Good morning.
Yeah, pleasant. Good morning, Jason.
Yes, Central. I'm listening.
All right, Jason. Here's what I would like to touch on the whole fiasco about the independence, right? Mm-hmm. Now I know that it might be a bit uphill.
Central, well,
parade being missed, yeah. But that is not too much of a loss, right? Given what it is being sacrificed for, because if it is that on this parade day, right, on this Independence Day, that a bomb goes off and people are killed, what they would say that the government did not have a control as to what was going on in connection with the security of the independence celebrations, the independence parade and everything. So if it is that those relevant in authority would have received information, right, and as a result of such, they are making such moves right now. A lot of the people and them who are complaining about these things, Jason, let me tell you this. You ever, for these Buju Banton and Beanie Man concerts and everything, and all these concerts, a lot of people will be complaining about the ticket prices. But those same people, if the price of the ticket was $20, they still ain't gonna go. So a lot of people who complain about this only complain about this for complaining sake and to be relevant in some minor way, right? Because really and truly, right, if it is that you look at the past administration and if they would have taken certain moves, right, to address certain security concerns, there was never any sort of grumbling, right? But because this administration, in connection with what you was hearing earlier on from Mr. Alexander, because this administration has taken the wherewithal, right, and has taken the initiative, should I say, right, to implement certain things, all of a sudden, every little thing is an issue.
So let me ask you this, right? Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Let's engage for a moment. You said something, you said, and again, holding no brief for the last administration, but we need to be real and we need to be fair. When the last administration called the SOE, you had called and you wasn't feeling it. You understand? You let them have it, and obviously, the same has been done. The same has been done under this new administration. So I mean,
and I agree, Jason, and I agree with an SOE. I agree with an SOE because let me tell you something. What you have to look at, right, is the results coming out of something, right? The result. If it is, let me tell you something, Jason. If you have a side that's not a football side that's not performing well, what are you going to do? You're going to change the whole team, or you're going to change the coach?
Yeah,
this is what you need to do. So if it is that this SOE is bearing fruits, all right, it mightn't be all 100%, but at the end of the day, if it is that betterment is coming to the country as for where these things are concerned, people need to put the security of the country before any sort of celebrations. $1 million, Jason, $1 million in fireworks. What that could do for anybody, Jason, listen to what I'm saying, and then people want to come and say, all sort of activists want to come, animal activists want to come and say that, hey, you know what, this definitely dog, it's sending animals insane and this and that and whatnot and the other. Come on now. Let me tell you something. For all these people like Diego Martin and Santa Cruz who was talking yesterday, right, and they have an issue with everything, I haven't heard you giving them the advice that you used to give long time ago, Jason. All these people who are critical of the government, and the government is still in its minor days as for where certain things are concerned. Let me tell you something, Jason. What you need to tell them, right? You know where Piaco is? You could go Piaco take a plane and leave the country if it is you don't like what's going on here. Because remember, Jason, the advice you used to give when the PNM was involved. Remember that?
Of course. And you're spot on. Shogunas, I want to thank you, man. I want to take a next call, but it's true, and I'm fair. I'm fair, Shogunas. I'm fair. I'm a fair person. I mean, yes, I used to give that same advice, and I must really bring back that piece of lyric because I'm glad you reminded me. Let's have to who's on the line next? Faizo from Shogunas. We head now to Faizo. Faizo, good morning.
Good morning, Brother Jason.
Good morning.
Morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Jason, I want to remind this government that you see this thing with the CPEP and URP. We need to get it on the front burner, Jason, because you have people suffering on one hand, and you have the environment in a mess.
Yeah,
you have rats and roaches is being, taking over the constituencies.
Well, you heard from Senator Alexander. He said that, based on the, corruption from within, they're trying to restructure and make it sustainable. And I guess,
Jason,
that way they have to scrap it.
I hear you, but people could chew and walk at the same time. Yes?
Yeah.
I don't think we have to leave it to reach a state of disrepair where it will cost us a ton of money to get it back on stream. I think we can do something in the short term, Jason.
Yeah.
I'm not taking that as an excuse. Corruption is paper and pen, and cleaning the place is manual work. Another thing I want to find out is if we can bring Senator Faris Alwari to book to find out whether proper research was done to guide them along with this decriminalization of marijuana, with the havoc it is creating on the society, Jason. I mean, we have to find out something. If we could pull this fella before the court to find out if he did something haphazard to bring chaos, confusion, and mayhem in some instances to the society by that type of action, whether proper research was done. I want to touch on one more point, Jason.
Right,
There's a boat in San Fernando. I think they call it the Legacy. Jason, my daughter, we would have rented the boat. They're telling you the boat has a capacity of 175 people. You are paying for 175 people. Only to show up there and to be told, hey, the water bad, we can't move. And nobody could go on the top deck. So, Jason, what will happen if this 175 tickets that you are selling, when patrons show up there and they can't get on board the boat? These people are ripping off people. I want the Ministry of Consumer Affairs, the Coast Guard, and everybody who is about that we carry out a massive inspection on this cruise boat business, because they're ripping off people madly.
Thank you, Faizo.
Madly. They're telling you they'll be leaving at 5 o'clock, at 4 o'clock. They're not leaving until 5:30, and coming back, giving you 2 hours, because they have another crew waiting on the beach to go on our next cruise.
Faizo.
Listen, we need to look into that.
Well, Faizo, thanks for sharing. I mean, I'm not familiar with the boat and the whole setup, but if that's been your experience, I'm really sorry to hear that. Very unfortunate. Faizo, Shogunas, thanks for touching base. And yeah, Shogunas, I'll take your advice, partner. I mean, it's true. That was, what I used to bring forward, and I need to, maintain that particular energy and balance. So thanks for that reminder, Shogunas. Let's take the pause. We get ready. We head to the sister isle, Tobago Talks. When Tobago Talk, we listen. The cancellation and how is this impacting Tobago? Let's find out.
Get the best in affordable eyewear. Frames with blue filter lenses and eye exam, $399. Single vision lenses with transitions on designer frames, $799. Progressive transitions with designer frames, $1,399. Happening only at Seaview Optical. Affordable eye care for everyone.
This Java bring the whole family to La Vega Estate, Trinidad's #1 family-friendly destination. Open daily, including weekends and public holidays. La Vega is more than Trinidad's leading garden center. It's packed with fun for everyone. New this season, thrilling ATV tours for the adventure seekers. plus 2 large pools, fishing, nature trails, playgrounds, and more. Camp under the night sky. Make a booking for an unforgettable family getaway. Call or WhatsApp 714-5969 to plan your next adventure today.
Cricket is Caribbean passion, pure energy and pride. That's why Flow is proud to be the official telecommunications partner of the Tobago Night Riders for CPL 2025. Win tickets to TKR home matches or an all-inclusive finals home line when you sign up for the Everything You Need plan. Plus, enjoy 25% off for 6 months. One identity, one beat, one rhythm. Visit discoverflow.co to learn more. Promotion approved by the NLCB.
What should your parents use to fight inflammation?
Omega XL.
Well, you hurting, my boy. What do you think I should take, babe?
My mommy and daddy should use Omega XL to fight inflammation.
So I hear Beta Homes has the best kitchens.
You heard right. We have Shaker Style, Modern Euro, and Hardwood.
I like this one. Can I test it right here, right now?
Sure, but how are you gonna do that?
All right, you all, come inside. Are you ready?
Time's alive! Oh, a spice rack.
Soft close door hinges. Oh, this countertop's nice, well. It's hot, you know.
So, what do you think?
Well, this 100%. I'll take it.
Build the kitchen you love for less at Beta Homes, Carney or French Street.
This and every Wednesday, Tobago Talks, and when Tobago Talk, we listen. The president of the Tobago division of the Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Curtis Williams. He joins me on the Zoom line. Always a pleasure to have you with us, President Williams. Good morning and welcome.
Morning, Jason, and morning to your viewers and listeners. It's a pleasure being on here.
I heard the Great Fete was, well, not Great Fete, sorry, well, a great race, a matter of fact. Great Fete used to be something back in the day. I heard the Great Race was a blast. Yeah. Tobago was leaning this weekend with people.
Yes, it was. It was really nice. Thanks to Karim and all the promoters. They did a really good job, and some of the hoteliers and them were all smiling. They did good. The occupancy was over 70, 80% in villas and small hotels. So we had a little bomb there for the weekend. Excellent.
Is this doing well for the Forex scenario? I mean, yes, most of the visitors I know would be local, so it's TT being exchanged. But what's the foreign interest like? Are you seeing visitors from North America, Europe, and even far removed areas there in Tobago for the July-August vacation?
Well, Marlon, the winter season haven't started as yet, and hence the reason why we're not seeing that big gulp of foreign investors and foreign visitors. What we have is a lot of domestic tourism, and we have a lot of folks from Trinidad coming across on the ports, in the ferries, and then it's quite filled with cars coming across, all loaded. At the airport is the same thing we're seeing happening. So we have these summertime. We're still enjoying some of the summertime, and then we're getting ripe into the carnival, the Tobago Carnival. So that whole excitement there is building up, and we're looking forward to seeing that foreign, because we have some foreigners coming in for the Tobago Carnival, and we're looking forward to seeing them coming in. Yeah.
Yeah, it's more localized at this point in time.
Yeah.
What's the Forex scenario? I want to deal and treat with that. You're talking to fellow business people on the island, hoteliers. What's the current scenario? Is it that you're able to get it a little bit easier than your counterparts here in Trinidad, or you're going through the same peril?
Jason, it's really, really terrible in Tobago for SMEs. Forex is something that you just don't talk about because you're just not going to get it. Whatever little you can get on the off market, we call it the black market, fine.
What's the black market? What's the black market exchange rate there in Tobago, Curtis?
Well, Jason, it's amazing to see. I mean, you're getting as far as 9.5.
People pay 9.5 TT for $1 US in Tobago?
$1 US, correct. Wow. We have the cambio in the airport taking it at 8 to 1, and we have on the black market they're doing at 9.5. That's what they're buying when you want bulk, if you want X amount of US. Because the bank only giving you up to $200-300, and you're lucky if you do get it. So if you smile good, you may get it. If you're not smiling, you just might get it. And that's it. That can't do anything for business. That can, I don't know, that probably can buy a chicken and chips. But that doesn't make any sense. And hence the reason why now we see that the reduction in the credit card rate, where for business, sometimes you have to have multiple credit cards in order to transact your business. And when we spoke about things in the past, I don't know if someone is listening and understand what's happening in the Tobago space. Because, Jason, we have a lot of SMEs here who rely strongly on getting that US dollar to go and apply the trade. And well, in the times now, we couldn't get the US dollar, so you're using your credit card for business. And now you reduce that credit card to 2005 per person per cycle. Jason, that's just outrageous. It's really, really, really outrageous for small business on the island. And you know the type of business we're talking about, the boutiques and all these suitcase traders and those types of business. Even some of the SMEs and them, they are suffering, and because they can't continue. Just last week, I was speaking to one of my friends who is into tech. And he said he cannot continue with the subscriptions because he needs to pay these subscriptions, all the cloud storage that we have to do. We have to pay them with US dollars, and we have to use our credit card. There's no way. There's no other way of paying these suppliers. And you have to do this in the digital space, and you have to pay for all your plugins and all the different cloud storage, and because that's the business you're into. And when you reduce this amount now to 2005, and you just continue reducing it because now a new credit card at the bank is $1,000. So what can you do as a business person? So, Jason, I'm seeing business that's going to be folded up in Tobago slowly and surely. Definitely. We all become employees just now. There will be no employers in that type of business. So it's something that the government had to look into and look at it with a critical eye for Tobago and the small business that operating with all the credit cards. And there was no reason. I cannot see how a government-enabled bank, a government-support bank, majority-holder bank, which is FCB and Republic, reducing the credit card rate when all the competitors have reduced it because they are foreign-based banks. I expect that the local banks would hold out because you know how important it is to keep the credit card rate at least 5,000, per card per cycle. And now you reduce it to 2.5. What is the end of it all? It'll go down to 1,000, and then our credit cards will worth nothing because you weren't able to do anything with it more than just buy goods and services in Trinidad and Tobago, which does not say much for their business sector. No way. No, it doesn't say anything at all. So, Jason, I'm really moved by that, and I really hope that someone in authority is listening to us, whether it's the Minister of Finance, the governor of the central bank. I know you met with the bankers, but I think you need to meet with some of the people on the ground like us who really do this thing day to day and understand when the bank reduce that credit card rate, what kind of effect it have on our business here in Tobago.
Indeed, President Williams, I hear your concern and you're very passionate about it, and let's see if we could advance this conversation so there can be some ease, because from what you're explaining there, it's going to be very dire for all those in business, especially the small businessman and woman out there in Tobago. I want to take it now to the cancellation. How is that news being received, the Independence Parade cancellation? I know the Queen's Park Savannah hosts our leg here in Trinidad, and I believe, is it Shore Park or is the location in Tobago?
Parade ground. The parade ground that's off the highway in Bacalet.
Oh, right. Yes. I'm looking at the footage here right now. Obviously, I'm seeing people all on the flyer, the flyover. It's clearly well subscribed. People would come out to take this in. What's Tobago saying? What's the mood? What's the feedback with the cancellation in this style?
Well, Jason, our members had mixed feelings about it. They had mixed view on it, on the cancellation of the Independence Day parade itself. However, I must emphasize that for national security will take priority over anything else. Right? Independence remain a day of pride for all of us, and I think there's some other meaningful ways in which we may want to celebrate it. Throughout, whether it's going to be a day of prayer or smaller community events or so forth. But we had to look at ways around it. And I know on that particular day, most of the small business, the micro business, they do come out to apply the trade. And then that would be no more. There would be no parade where the highlights of the Independence Day, the parade and the fireworks. So that whole day, that 24 hours will be like maybe just zero in terms of folks coming out to apply the trade. So we had to come up with some innovative idea in which we can do the celebration, whether we're going to hold some massive day of prayer or different community will have different events. Because it's important that we recognize our Day of Pride on Independence Day, and then the small business do come out and apply the trade. So we had that mixed view about it. And but I always say national security concerns will definitely take priority, and that is where we are today.
So there's nothing so far confirmed, no definite plan as to what's going to take place in Tobago on Sunday, 31st August 2025?
No, the only thing we saw is that the THA did say that they will have to apply to the rules at what's happening in Trinidad on that particular day, and that's it. I think there are things in the making that probably on that particular day we may have satellite events across the island. But we're looking forward to hear from the Tobago House of Assembly and what's happening so that the members of the business community could mobilize themselves accordingly and take full advantage of the particular day, Independence Day. Yeah.
President Williams, always a pleasure. Let's touch base soon. Keep us in the loop with all developments there via Tobago.
Okay then. Jason, take care and bye-bye.
For sure. The Tobago Talk segment every single Wednesday. Very interesting. And, you know, for part of the interview there, you heard the concern, you heard the passion in his voice concerning the Forex issue there in Tobago. I can't believe people paying, we said 8.5, nearly 9 to 1. Wow. Let's take the pause. We come back. Bo Terari, he joins us. 60 years of independence, author, parliamentarian, a man who is Trinidad and Tobago to his heart. Bo Terari, Dr. Bo Terari, 60 years of independence.
There's a new Cricks back with colors that pop. Yeah, say colors that pop. Same great Cricks that's in all your shops. Shop, all your shops. Fresh new look, delicious to see. It looks so good, delicious to see. With toppings on top of time, I'm real hungry.
Yeah, boy, real hungry.
Cricks, new pack is a hit. Best food, yeah, so no sick. Ready for the short thing to fix your mix? Just reach for the new pack. Reach for your Cricks. Get your Cricks today. New look, same vital supplies.
Be the architect of your dream home at Richmond Park, Cunupia. Choose your land and create the home you desire. Lots start from 5,000 square feet and homes from 1,700 square feet. First 7 lucky buyers get $50,000 off your purchase. Use up to $25,000 towards your down payment. Richmond Park, where home isn't just a place, it's a feeling. Prices range from 1.8 to 2.4 million. Madras Main Road, Cunupia. Call 355-7703.
Get the story first. Want to know what's happening in news, sports, or crime? Get the CNC3 app. As the story breaks, CNC3 is there giving you the story first on your mobile device. Be connected to the most trusted and reliable news source, CNC3. Access your world with just a tap. The CNC3 app. Download it today.
Our connection is reliable, credible, and authentic. Thank you for trusting me to bring you the news. It's a privilege to be in your homes and hearts. With every story and every newscast, CNC3 is keeping you informed and inspired. When it comes to news,
some of us like to test limits, but there won't always be second chances. Obey the speed limits. Maybe you don't value your life, but others value theirs. A message from the TTPS.
Tune in to Betterments with host Space, Monday through Thursday, 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. for a program
that educates and is solution-based. Base tackles the issues that matter to you, providing a platform to speak your mind and find solutions. That's Betterment with Base. With a focus on education and resolution, this is all about making things better for you. So if you want to make a difference and have your voice heard, tune into Freedom 106.5 FM and join us for Betterment with Base, Monday through Thursday from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Better for you. Only on Freedom 106.5 FM, where we believe that your voice matters.
Former parliamentarian, lecturer, I would say patriot, and now we add author to his title. Obviously, always putting forward a perspective, and this one a very important one. And he is actually teaming up with some other, I would say, great minds. We are talking about Professor Roger Hussein is also part of this book here. It's a book, a matter of fact, and we're going to launch off tomorrow, but we're here to give some details. And I'm also seeing here that Dr. Rebecca Gukul-Buzlan is also a part of this book. 60 Years of Independence, Achievements, Challenges, and the Road Ahead for Trinidad and Tobago. Congratulations, Dr. Botawari. Great to see you this morning, and happy independence.
Yes, thank you very much.
Nice.
This is the book. It is what it looks like.
Fantastic. So walk me through, 60 years of independence. We're going to be 63 on the 31st, but when folks read the book and we consider where we are on the world stage, a young country, when we read this book, is there a sense of optimism? Is it, real and to the point? Because you said we are also dealing with the achievements, yes, but most of challenges and the road ahead. What is the road ahead for Trinidad and Tobago when we read this book?
Well, we record the achievements, and they have been real achievements. And we record when we stumbled or made mistakes or did not do as well, because every country has that. But I think largely the book is optimistic about the future. Mm-hmm. And basically, for instance, if you look at the cover, you see the children in the sunlight with the flag waving. And that is the whole point, which is that, what are we independent for? We are independent in order to build a future.
Indeed.
And the book really examines the many things that we have done in energy, in agriculture, in manufacturing, in the environment, in the whole economy, and basically says, look, this is where we are. 63 years later, we use 60 years because that is easier. And originally, the book was intended for 2022. But as we identify the challenges, we really talk about how we might have a brighter future if we focus on the things that we need to do in terms of economic transformation, in terms of human capital formation and development, in terms of decision-making and the choices that we make about policy, and also the extent of national cohesion. Because all four things are critical for moving forward.
Well, Dr. Tawari, when we consider Trinidad and Tobago, we are extremely blessed. The flora, the fauna, the natural resources. We had the cocoa, the sugar.
We are a blessed country, yes.
Very blessed, the energy sector there. But I wonder sometimes if the challenges sometimes pertain to the management of these said resources and the long-term vision by those who hold the wheel and hold the corridors of influence and power. Well, what's your perspective in that regard?
Well, even when we have a perspective on the future, if you want to call it a long-term vision, I don't think the way we go about that vision is collectivist and, what can I say, participatory enough. So that at the end of the day, the vision is not felt and owned by everybody. So I think that is one issue. The second thing is that politics dominates policy. So, you know, a government wins an election and they get into power and they continue campaigning for 5 years. And the opposition on the other hand, tries to do everything it can to bring the government down, while the government tries to decimate the opposition. And the end result is that we don't really get the best policies. And even when we get good policy, the journey from policy to resources, structure, organization, strategy, implementation, and the monitoring and evaluation, and ultimately the focus on results is not there. So that we do not even achieve the things that we should be achieving and are in a position to achieve as well as we could.
Indeed.
So in a way, the 63 years to a large extent have been years of largely self-sabotage, you know.
Yeah, which
is a pity.
Which is so unfortunate. I want to take it now to, well, I'm seeing tomorrow, Faculty of Social Sciences launch there at UWI from 5:30 p.m. Of course, the official launch, and the book will be readily available, hard copy, and I'm sure soft copy also, Dr.
Yeah, soft copy too, yes.
Who you anticipate or hope the target audience is? I mean, obviously, this is for everyone, I would imagine, every citizen. But you would, from your standpoint, you think this will serve well for what target audience? If they're able to read this, it could help shape and give their particular ethos a upgrade as it pertains to Trinidad and Tobago and our potential.
Well, I hope anybody who is interested in our country and in our country's future will read it. Because although it is not a history book, it is built on the foundation of facts, information, and historical record and statistical data, which tells you where we are as a country and which identifies some of the challenges going forward. And those challenges are economic, they are political, they are constitutional, and they are, in a fundamental way, challenges of ethics and values going forward.
Indeed.
I hope that people in the tertiary sector will read them. I hope all teachers in the system at whatever level will read them. All of us are involved in education, the editors of this book, and many of the people who have written are from the University of the West Indies. Professor Hussein, of course, was just celebrated for his achievement in research. Rebecca Gokul, my colleague, is involved in developing small business with land, an NGO under Atlantic LNG. And I've spent all my life, part of it in politics, yes, but in teaching, in research, in education. And human development and development generally is my thing. So I think anybody who is interested in development, I think all public servants should read it. I think it's a necessity for them to kind of bring things together on the issue of policy. And I think all members of parliament should really read it. Even if they disagree with it, they should at least try to understand the perspective and see how they can do better, because every 5 years we depend on the government in power to make us advance a little more as we go forward.
Well, Dr. Tiwari, let me again extend congratulations. You know, yourself and your colleagues, really strong academic minds, you know, brilliant minds, bringing this into perspective. The launch is tomorrow, and as we wrap things up, where will the book be available after the official launch day at UWI tomorrow? I know you said hard copy and soft copy. Is it going to be spread across all the bookstores nationwide?
Yes, it depends on UWI Press, which is perhaps the most formidable academic press in the region. And we wanted a regional press to do it. So I trust that it will be on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, the local bookstores, hopefully in bookstores across the Caribbean. And I hope that it will be online as well.
Dr. Tiwari, all the best. I was looking forward to your background in the beautiful garden with all the croton and the plants behind. I guess you're in the office this morning. So next time, set it up for us now.
I came up in the office. This morning to work early, but another time.
Another time. All the best.
Happy Independence to you, by the way.
Same to you, and congrats on the amazing book there, 60 Years of Independence. It's available tomorrow. Let's come back and get details. Pan on the Avenue, Independence Day. No parade, but no problem. Pan is going to take over the city. Full details after the break.
So I hear Beta Homes has the best kitchens.
You heard right. We have Shaker style, modern Euro, and hardwood.
I like this one. Can I test it right here, right now?
Sure, but how are you gonna do that?
All right, y'all, come inside. Are you ready?
It's alive!
Oh, a spice rack.
Soft closed door hinges. Oh, this countertop's nice, well.
It's hot, you know.
So, what do you think?
Well, this
100%.
is it. I'll take it. Build the kitchen you love for less at Beta Homes, Carney or French Street.
Welcome to Food Basket's Hyperactive Fitness Club in Arima, where achieving your goals is our #1 priority.
Hyperactive Fitness, baby. That's the place to go.
Great deals with PRW Back to School. Save big with laptops starting from $3,100. Sky 7-inch tablet only $465. Need a printer? We've got it starting from $625. Get a 40-inch RCA TV only $1,850. 19.5-inch LG monitor $699. Secure your home with our security combo starting from $3,000. Call PRW today 285-9779. Check us in store for keyboards, webcams, stationery, and lots more.
Welcome to ABC Doors and Windows, TNT's #1 destination for the best quality and widest variety of doors and windows. Enhance your space with our premium wooden, steel panels, fiberglass, and steel security doors, complemented by our aluminum, UPVC, and steel windows. Shop for the best quality and service at ABC Doors and Windows. Visit our impressive showroom at 1 Chancatrace, El Socorro South, or call 638-7184 to get started. Trust ABC for a better choice. Eye care tips for Seaview Optical. Eat well. Good eye health starts with the food on your plate. Nutrients like omega-3 fatty acids, lutein, zinc, and vitamin C and E might help ward off age-related vision problems. Quit smoking. Makes you more likely to get cataracts, damage to your optic nerve, and macular degeneration. If you have tried to kick the habit before only to start again, keep at it. Wear sunglasses. The right pair of shades will help protect your eyes from the sun's ultraviolet UV rays. Use safety eyewear. If you use hazardous or airborne materials on the job or at home, wear safety glasses or protective goggles.
Get the best in affordable eyewear. Frames with blue filter lenses and eye exam, $399. Single vision lenses with transitions on designer frames, $799. Progressive transitions with designer frames, $1,399. Happening only at Seaview Optical. Affordable eye care for everyone.
what a beautiful full circle moment. Ayana Garcia joins me. She is the chairman of the Woodbrook and St. James Community Association. And for a lot of folks don't know, but I had a stint in teaching back in the day for about a year. And Ayana was one of my students. Every time she sees me, she's like, oh, come and say anything. I was like, oh gosh, you know. You know, you don't have to, but Ayana, great to see you.
Yes, of course, of course.
And of course, your brother always supportive there,
yes.
You know, there with you. And from since then to now, from what I've known, especially with you, and I guess that foundation came from your dad, and I remember his amazing work, you know. He set such a foundation in you guys, that
yes.
love of culture.
Yes, yes, he did.
And more so pan.
Yes, and pan, culture, making people happy,
that's
kindness,
right.
all those things were his, you know, way of life.
Yeah, that's right. He would be so proud, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, this pan on the avenue, you realize this is going to, I mean, it's normally big, right, when they have pan on the avenue, but with the no parade, no fireworks, you all understand how big this is going to be?
Yes, I anticipate a much larger audience, but at the same time, I know a lot of people are concerned about security because people have raised that point. But you know, when there's pan, there's togetherness, there's unity. We have, all the years we've had it, this year will be our 11th year, we've never had any incidents, no violence, nothing like that, no robbings.
Oh, you won't get that, you won't get that.
People saying, I've been reading the Facebook comments, you know, and people are concerned.
What I love about the pan audience is it's mature mixing with young.
Yes,
it's across the board. But walk me through the restrictions. Where on the avenue you're blocking off, and more so the diversion with the traffic, and where will people park? Because I know it's a no traffic zone on the avenue.
Okay, so we block from Maraval Parkway, which is right around by the stadium there.
Right, so that's right.
From the top.
From the top.
Right, and we come straight down. The parade, it literally ends at the corner of Adam Smith Square, that's Murray Street, but it really extends when the band moves off to about Gattaca Street. That's where we would end our closing up, by Gattaca Street. Now, all the streets that we do bar, the traffic on those streets become two-way traffic now. The police let people use it two-way, so you could come in, you could go out
and
of the road.
And this is even going towards Rice Road also?
Yes, because we let them open the stone barriers that they have on some of those streets connecting to Rice Road, so you can access your homes or access the streets there.
For residents who live in the space.
Right, and in terms of parking, we are speaking to a number of persons who are in charge of different car parks in Woodbrook so that people can pay and park. You know, I mean, I don't want to ask these people to just use their car park for free. So, I mean, at a small fee, you park your car for the night, and you know, like Mapao. Mapao has their car park. We may approach people like Guy and Gordon to ask them, you know, to come on board, as it's also a Woodbrook thing.
Of course.
Woodbrook Secondary, the licensing car park on Rice Road. These are just ideas.
And this happened in conjunction with all the major hotspots that will be open, restaurants and all the pubs.
Yes. So we don't, of course you can't tell them to close, but we do encourage them, you know, to put out specials so that people could partake in their specials and support the businesses. So that's what it's about. It's not just about the pan and the culture, it's about uplifting our community of Woodbrook. You know, this is the Borough Day of Woodbrook.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
Because
it's true.
we don't really have a Borough Day on this side.
It's true.
Yeah.
How many orchestras are
performing?
committed?
We have 15 steel bands performing.
Well, look at them face, two hammer nights, I suppose. Look them on the screen.
Yeah, so it's all the Woodbrook bands, the core bands, right? And
Starleft, innit?
Yeah, Starleft in it, because that's a Woodbrook band as well.
That's a Tush and Starleft, you know? Yeah, I play a panorama semis with them back in around 90, that could be about 95. That's when they were, you know, funny enough, that's when they were right behind Pizza Hut.
Yeah, okay,
Before one Woodbrook Bill.
Yeah, wow.
That was the original panyard in the back
Selling out your age a little bit.
No, I mean, I teach you, so they know, I mean, they're watching a big share money here. So, I mean, clearly, yes, I'm there now. But you know, so proud, and this is tremendous. Yes. What's the excitement like? Because I know Woodbrook residents sometimes have concerns about. Well, I know you said so the traffic is sorted out.
Yeah.
But in terms of, just a reminder for people to how to conduct themselves, because I know the people who want to urinate on Man Gate.
No, but
and people just be doing the most now.
We put some toilet facilities. Further down the avenue,
great,
you know.
Great. So you have no reason to pull up by nobody's gate?
No reason to pull up by anybody. We use the portable toilets, and we do put some on the street so that people could use that.
Yeah.
And in the beginning of the show, you know, we have a cultural presentation that's supposed to be presented by Digicel. So they're gonna do, like, you know, the characters, the traditional characters, the dancers.
Nice.
We would have Johan Chakri, Sherwin Winchester last year. Sherwin mashed up the place.
Always. He will always.
He went down in the crowd and it was crazy.
Sherwin is an A-class performer.
So that's just at the beginning where we start at 6 o'clock and the first band supposed to reach up by the square by about 7:38.
What time are you going until?
It's scheduled to finish between 12 and 1.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so it's not too late, you know.
Pan on the Avenue. Any closing remarks in the couple seconds that remain?
I just hope that everybody enjoys the event. And, you know, this event was started by my dad, Cleveland Garcia, and we're just trying to keep his legacy alive by continuing the event. You know?
Yeah, man. What a legend of a man, huh?
He was all about making people happy.
That's right.
And that's what this is about.
Wow. And I'm happy to see, you know, what you're doing, what your brother's doing. But student, you take it easy. Way, that's crazy. Look how that time passed, huh? I remember you small, so you know?
Yeah.
Yes, running and thing. Wow. After one time is the next.
Yes, it is. He was a good PE teacher. He was good.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yes.
Let's take that pause again. Pan on the Avenue. Let's put that information up. No parade. Well, they say no problem. Head down to the Avenue and enjoy the sweet sounds of our national instrument. We take the pause and we come back to officially wrap things up.
Whether you're an athlete, a business professional, or simply someone who values their health, Omega XL can empower you to keep doing what you love. Don't let joint discomfort hold you back.
Live long, stay strong with the XL brand.
Muscle Russell.
Gaming Express Limited is a premium importer and retailer of the highest quality brand name electronics. We stock the widest range of PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, Samsung and Apple devices and accessories. Visit us at Shop 52, Level 2 Gulf City Mall in San Fernando, or contact us by phone or WhatsApp message at 687-7480 or 301-9797 or 798-1280. Like our Facebook and Instagram pages for updates on products and services.
Welcome to Holiday Inn Express and Suites.
Do enjoy, Stacey. You want some coffee?
Can I have a bit?
Perfect then.
That's exactly what we need.
Hi, the pool is this way.
Whatever you're here for, we're here for you. Stay smart at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites.
There's a powerful switch inside your body, AMPK. It tells your system to burn fat, balance blood sugar, and boost energy. Berberine Plus activates AMPK naturally, supporting metabolism, weight management, and healthy insulin function. Available now at Pennywise and leading pharmacies nationwide. Berberine Plus, powered by AMPK, perfected by nature.
All right, welcome back. As we look to wrap things up, I want to remind you of Pan and Powder. That's right. It's a nice coming together. I believe it's happening, if I'm not mistaken, from what I've been told, is it today? That's right. Wednesday, the 20th of August. Steel Pan and Powder Parade here in Port of Spain. Free admission. Just wear white. And, of course, it's happening right there by City Hall from 5 p.m. It's going to be amazing. Well done. Kudos to all those involved. And, again, for those leaving the city this evening, yeah, it's going to be excitement. Pan and Powder, the big parade, happening today, Wednesday. Seeing Ayana there took me back to some amazing years, man. I teach for a year. It was a real great experience. I mean, I've done so much, Done so much, and I give thanks that I've always been able to, whatever I do, you try to make an impact, and really proud of Ayana and her brother and how they're doing. With that being said, God's pray, I'm back for more tomorrow. Have a great one. Be safe, TNT. And Pan and Powder. We in tongue later.
The Morning Brew is brought to you by Omega XL. Live long, stay strong.